we are again. Got another episode of Taste the Pain. Today we're going to be tasting MexiBell. So this is a bell pepper crossed with something spicy. I would say jalapeno, I believe. We'll see how it tastes. This will be a first for me. We also have the illustrious and beautiful Brazilian Starfish. So this was grown in my arrow garden. Took about 165 days from seed to get pods. This particular plant has some interesting genetics that just want to go straight up. If you've seen any of my garden update videos this year, you saw how ridiculous and out of control that plant was. I'm not getting a lot of pods off of it. It's been a lot of trimming. I hope it's worth it. So let's find out. So up first, we're going to do the MexiBell. Can't even pull the top off. So we're going to cut the top off, then we're going to cut it open and take a look. Interesting. It's very much bell pepper-like, it looks like. All right, so inside looks like a bell pepper. Smells a lot like a bell pepper, tiniest hint of heat. You can see the large amount of seeds just kind of cluster around the center there. I don't know if you want to see the other half. Very similar. So just like a bell pepper, there's a lot of seeds. They're all stuck to that center membrane or placenta. I'm really not sure if this is actually going to have any heat to it. So I think the only reasonable thing to do here is just take a bite, right? Taste-wise, kind of like a substandard red bell. Sweetness for sure. Very much a grassy kind of raw pepper flavor. But sweetness on top of that. To say this has heat is almost a joke. I would say it's probably, 500, max 1,000. Would actually be really good stuffed with a little ground beef and cheese. This might have to be a football season kind of appetizer because the plants have quite a few pods going on them. So I should have plenty of ripe MexiBells in the next month or so. But very, very, very low heat. Good sweetness. A little bit of that typical pepper flavor. I'd say it's good. Not something I'll probably grow again. This was kind of a impulse buy. Wanted to see what is a MexiBell really like. The only way I'll probably grow these again is if I stuff them and they turn out really good. Again, they're going to be a candidate for stuffing and putting on the smoker, I think, to cook them that way. I'll save seeds from these again. If anybody's really interested in trying to grow them out yourself, hit me up. I highly recommend reaching out on the Pepper Lovers Discord. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. You might find me on there named Boss, B-A-U-S, because that's me. Pretty good. Again, nothing that I would go out of my way to make room for in the garden next year, but I'm glad I have grown them this year. Yeah, I was hoping it was hotter. I was hoping it was maybe like a jalapeno. Almost nothing. What are you gonna do? Okay, time for the star of the show this time around. The Brazilian Starfish. So this is the best looking pot I got off the air garden. Pretty proper pheno. It's got all these legs, like a starfish, or lobes, I guess you might want to call them. I'm going to save seeds from this guy because I definitely want to try and grow these out again. I have actually one of the tops that I cut off of this plant when it was growing straight up instead of branching that is put back in hydro and has sprouted roots and is actually growing pretty well. So hopefully I'll have significantly more of these if I like the way they taste. Today could be the death of that other plant in my tent too. If this doesn't taste good to me, then I won't continue growing them. But very firm, very strong-walled pepper, it seems like. Even these little feet, there's no flex to them, right? So I'm interested to see what it looks like when I cut this sucker open. Smells really good. It smells a little sweet, but strong pepper odor. I don't know if you can see that. There's not a lot of space in there. The cavity is pretty small. There's quite a bit of seeds, quite a bit of membrane and placenta. So I'm going to try and carefully scrape some of these seeds out because I'd like to eat this whole half, placenta included, so that I can really gauge the heat level that I should expect here. I'm told these are very tasty. I'm told they have good sweet flavor. Like I said, it smells kind of sweet. It also has a decent kind of fresh pepper, grassy kind of smell. But we'll see how it tastes. It looks really pretty inside. Those walls, those are thick. That's why it's so sturdy. Oh look, when I squished it, there's a pocket of seeds on the other side. Again, I'm going to pull those out just because seeds tend to taste really bitter. Common myth is that the seeds are where the heat is, and it's not. While seeds are often well coated in capsaicin oil, they don't produce it. They're not actually spicy themselves. Seeds are usually bitter and chewy. The membrane is really where the source of that heat comes from. You'll hear people call it the placenta, but here we go. Brazilian starfish. Very sweet. Oh man. That's good. Heat is building. I'm amazed how flavorful that was compared to how it smelled. It tastes like an apple. I don't know a better way to say it. So to me, this tastes like an apple. Very juicy, crunchy, thick walls. Decent kick there. It's nothing, it's not habanero level by any means, but it's a really good warm build. I can feel it getting hotter. Started kind of at the sides of my mouth, spreading across my tongue. Every time I swallow, it takes that capsaicin oil down my throat, but that's delicious. I mean, I'm going to eat the other half here, so I got to pull these seeds out. While I do that, I mean, the burn is not insignificant, but it doesn't have that kind of like really raw, fiery tingle burn that some peppers have right up front. It's a builder. It builds to a pretty decent little heat here. Tiniest bit of sweat starting to form on my brow. And I'm gonna try and get all these seeds out here while leaving the membrane intact. But that sweet, fruity flavor that's delicious. I mean, I've heard, like I said, that these are really good peppers, but holy smokes. No joke. These are really good peppers. I really want to kind of put these in like maybe a fresh salsa. Very little tomato would be needed though. The sweetness would all come from these guys. Cut a little bit of that root stem off here. Don't really want to be eating calyx. Yeah, very strong, juicy apple flavor. The heat peaked from that first half, so you can build it back up here, but those are really good. It'll be delicious, like I said, with fresh salsa. Maybe put some onion and cilantro, a couple of small bits of tomato. Doesn't need much. It'll be an awesome addition to street tacos or even barbacoa. I think it would benefit and kind of balance out that caramelized flavor really good. Man, now I hope my other plants turn out, because like I said, I only got 8 pods off of that one that I've got going. The rest of those are still ripening, but Brazilian Starfish, 2 thumbs up from the boss. I like that stuff. That's all we had for today's episode, but man, 2 good peppers. Like I said, the MexiBell, I don't really care if I grow again, unless they turn out really good. Man, this heat's building on the Brazilian Starfish. If the MexiBell turns out really good as a stuffed pepper on the smoker or on the grill, I'll grow them again. But Brazilian Starfish, that's going to have to be every year. There's an orange variety I'm trying to grow as well. We'll see how that tastes. The heat's really building on this one. Easily over probably 80 to 100,000, maybe hotter Scoville heat units. Got my nose running. A little bit of moisture on the forehead. That's delicious, though. I can't get over how tasty that was. My last episode, I had a Jimmy Nardello, which is one of the sweetest peppers I've ever had. It's not a hot pepper, it's a sweet pepper. The flavor is actually really comparable here. That, like, just full of juice, full of sweet flavor, very fruity. Highly recommended. Brazilian Starfish. You're not going to find it in the store. If you're interested in seeds, again, hit me up in the comments or jump in the Pepper Lovers community on Discord. It's worth checking out. If I remember, I'll leave a link down in the description. If you like watching me eat the peppers from my garden, I've got a lot more coming this year, including some I'm really scared of that we probably won't see until the end of the season, like the ghosts, the Umarat ghosts, the reapers. Could be a very hot season ender on Taste the Pain, but also have some other delicious peppers I'm really excited to try coming up that are starting to get ripe. We've got some more fresh Ring of Fires. We've got the Thunder Mountain Longhorns, which are really, really long, kind of cayenne variety. Can't wait to try one of those. So if you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe and catch them all, or hit the bell so you never miss one, please do. If you really enjoyed it, tell your friends. At 100 subscribers, we're going to be giving away some of my handcrafted hot sauce. Probably a bottle of... No, I'm not even going to say what yet. But subscribe. Come again. We'll see you next time. Peace.